An innuendo is when people keep demanding Trump's tax returns, claiming there's criminality in there, and they're released, and there's not a speck of criminality in his tax return. Go ahead.
Investigation. I mean, Chuck, is it a crime to be soliciting and purchasing prostitution in potentially European sex trafficking operations? Is that a crime? Because Chuck Raskin and I laid out about $30,000 paid by Hunter Biden to those types of individuals over December 2018, 2019, about $30,000. That's about the same time that President Biden offered to pay about $100,000 of Hunter Biden's bills. And again, that's just some information. I don't know exactly.
Here's what I don't get. All right, Senator.
It doesn't really look on it sounds sleazy, as you know.
I'll take you at your word that you're ethically bothered by Hunter Biden.
Okay, Brian, we're ready whenever you are. That's fine. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the 39th annual Massac County Superman Classic, taking place here at Massac County High School on a Monday night. I'm Dave McKenzie, Scott Hudson alongside, and one of the premier tournament events in the state, Scott Hudson, and this is a good lineup of teams that are going to be playing over the course of the next 6 days.
Yeah, I was talking to Coach Todd Tripp of Goreville a few minutes ago, and he said exactly the same thing. He said, you know, I told my kids, we're going to come down here, we're going to play hard. We're probably not the best team in the tournament, obviously. We're going to come down here, play some really good competition, and hopefully get better. And I think that's what Coach Hawkins is looking at as well. You got a chance to play teams you're probably not going to see the rest of the year, and you're going to see teams that's going to make you better.
The first game of the tournament is going to feature your Carterville Lions taking on the Goreville Blackcats. Carterville comes in as the number 4 seed, much as they were at the El Dorado Holiday Tournament right after Christmas. And Goreville comes in as the number 5 seed. Scott, were you happy with the seedings?
I think they were fair. I think they were accurate. I mean, you got Charleston out of Missouri, who's always one of the top teams in Class 3 in Missouri. Although they've struggled a little bit this year, they're the number 1 seed, and then you've got Massac County the 2, Vienna 3, Carterville 4. So I think they've got it right, and Carterville's a type of team that can win this tournament. I think that the way they're playing right now, there's probably nobody in this tournament they can't beat. Now, it won't be easy, but Carterville's scoring a lot of points right now.
Yes, they are. As when you look at the seedings, Charleston, Missouri is the number 1 seed in this tournament. They've lost some games this year, but they were missing their top player on the team, but he's back now. The number 2 seed in the tournament, of course, is the Massac County Patriots. Number 3 is Vienna, who beat Carterville at the El Dorado Holiday Tournament. As we mentioned, Carterville 4, Goreville number 5. The number 6 seed is Graves County. The 7 is Century. And the number 8 seed is the team out of Fort Campbell, Kentucky.
Yeah, Fort Campbell, Kentucky, man, you got to take your hat off to those kids. Of course, it's an Army base down there, and you got families moving in and out. Last year they came here, did not have a lot of kids, but you got to, as I said, you got to take your hat off to those kids. But Massac County has really played well since the El Dorado Holiday Tournament. They finished second to Heron there, and they've really played well since then, playing on their home floor. So they're going to be a handful, whoever gets them.
This is your People's National Bank pregame show as both teams are, Goreville's out on the floor. Carterville should be coming back out here shortly. We're about 11 minutes away from the tip-off. And when we come back on our People's National Bank pregame, you're going to hear from the coach of the Carterville Lions, Shane Hawkins. He's coming up next here on News Radio WJPF.
SIU Credit Union checking accounts just got better. Not only can you earn interest with free checking accounts with e-statements on balances over $1,000, but now earn SIUC rewards with your debit card. With this brand new free program, you'll earn points on everyday debit card purchases to exchange for cash back, discounts at local retailers, gift cards, and more. Open with just $25 and no month.
This Welcome back to the 39th Annual Superman Classic. It's Dave McKenzie here and on our People's National Bank pregame show. Scott Hudson alongside, and I had a chance to talk to head coach Shane Hawkins about this tournament and this matchup tonight against the Goreville Blackcats.
Coach Shane Hawkins joins us on our pregame show. Coach, we're in the midwinter tournament starting tonight against this Goreville Blackcats team.
Yeah, it seems like just yesterday we were starting at Trico, and we talked about it every year. It's you get going and you play a tournament, and then you play about 3 weeks, and you play in a holiday tournament, and you're about 2 weeks later, you're in the midwinter, and we'll walk out of here with about 3 or 4 weeks left, and we're postseason, and it goes by so fast. It's a long season, but once you get going, it goes by really, really fast, and I think kids love playing in tournaments just because it's something different. You're always playing for something, especially when you get into a bracketed tournament. And I think it's a little bit better, at least for the kids' sake, than a round-robin tournament because you're either moving to the right or you're moving to the left. And I think kids appreciate and enjoy playing in those type tournaments.
Coming off a big win over DuQuoin on Friday night, you hung 93 points on the board. 12 guys got in the scorebook.
Yeah, and you usually get one of those. If you watch a college team, they'll usually have one of those
each way. You'll get one where you'll just go beat somebody bloody, and then you'll take one, and hopefully we're not going to take one. But I mean, that's the way it is. That's the way it happens, and everything was kind of lined up. We shot it extremely well. They were without Jones and Woody, and it was just kind of one of those nights, and everything went well for us, and we shot the ball obviously very, very well, and played with a lot of confidence, and can't expect us to hang 93 tonight, and can't expect us to shoot it that well like we did before. But I thought what got us our success Friday was the process. I thought we did things right. We were in the right spot. We made the right pass. We got out and got some transition. We got some stuff off the offensive glass. And when the process is right, you have a chance.
When I was doing prep for today, I got to say I was a little bit surprised to see the record of this Goreville team. I think what I had was 13-5. It may be off by a game or so, but my gosh, that's a quiet 13-win team that we're going to be playing tonight.
Yeah, and they're young. They still have a whole lot of experience. They were really good last year, and they lost a lot of those guys. And now you got guys that are in different roles. So they've had Sobchak and Moss and Suits. They've been around. They understand what varsity basketball is like, and for them it was building 4 through 10 and then getting those guys up.
About a minute, you want it or break.
And they lose Compton and
bring it back to me.
So they've lost some guys, but it's going to take a while to get going. And I think they lost 2 in their opening tournament. So start doing some math, and they were in the finals at the holiday tournament at Sessor. So I mean, they've just quietly gone out and got better every single night and won games along the way.
This Goreville team would be a good river to river conference team in that they will bang you the whole game.
Yeah, they don't play like a 1A team. They are physical. They play really, really fast. They have skill. I mean, they're a good basketball team, and to get this game in the first round, and it's kind of like that 4-5 game, and you're going to get somebody really, really good, and we've got somebody who's really, really good, and if we don't have our A game, this is the game you get beat. And we're going to have our A game, and we're going to have to be sharp tonight.
Well, good luck. We'll chat in the postgame.
All right, thank you.
Coach Shane Hawkins joining us on our People's National Bank pregame show. I'll say the same thing to you that I said to Coach moments ago when I was doing game prep and looking at this record for Goreville, 13-5. They're 4-1 in Black Diamond play. My gosh, I didn't realize that they were having that kind of season.
Yeah, this is a team that, as Coach said, finished second at the Sessor-Valier Holiday Tournament, and they had a really good tournament. So they're starting to play a little bit better than they did, obviously, early in the season. And I think I told you about a week or so ago when we were talking about this tournament, I said, yeah, you better watch out for Goreville. I said, they will fight you. They will bite you in the ankles like a rabid dog, and you better come out with the same intensity that they do, because if you don't, you'll find yourself on the wrong side of the bracket.
Absolutely, and we'll see coming up here in less than 5 minutes how that will go. We're going to go on and take another break here on our People's National Bank pregame show. We'll be back in moments on News Radio WJPF.
People's National Bank has 2 great CD specials for you. A 9-month CD at 2% APY and a 15-month CD at 2.5% APY. Come in today to take advantage of this limited time offer. Stop by any People's National Bank location and open a 9-month CD at 2% APY or a 15-month CD at 2.5% APY today. People's National Bank, member FDIC. And
College is proud to support area high schools in the classroom and on the playing field. John A. Logan offers high school students the opportunity to earn college credit while in high school. Students can get a jump start on their college careers while saving money. After high school, students can easily transition to one of the college's career and technical education programs or a traditional baccalaureate transfer program. No matter your path, you'll know why everyone says, why would you go anywhere else? Good luck this season and visit jalc.edu.
Buy or sell a home in this area, you have a number of...
Who was that you were talking to that's sitting in the front row there?
His name's Mark Fisher. I worked with him at UPS for many, many years.
Okay. Welcome back to Massac County High School, the 39th Annual Superman Classic, kicking off here tonight with the first game on the schedule as the Carterville Lions preparing to take on the Goreville Blackcats here on your Monday night. Carterville coming off that big blowout win. Scott Hudson, maybe you should stay away from the Lions games because they hung 93 points on the board. They had 12 guys that scored in the game against DuQuoin on Friday.
Well, first of all, I do take checks. So if you want to keep me away, that's all it takes.
I'll buy you some free food after the game. How about
that?
Okay,
that's even better.
There you go.
That's very kind of you, by the way,
Thank
after
you.
this game.
Thank you.
But anyway, yeah, you put up 93 on any team in high school. That's impressive, and you have 12 guys that score. But I think also importantly, just as important in that win is I'm sure Carterville got their starters a little bit more rest than they normally would. And you've got some big games coming up here tonight, Friday night, Saturday night, and then next Tuesday night you got the Nashville Hornets coming in to Carterville. So anytime you can give your starters some rest, it is very, very big this time of year.
Yeah, Caden Hawkins led the scoring with 22. Peyton Biddle added 18. Then you had Maddox Crane, Brock Chastain, Josh Waller, Brandon Skelcher, Drew Barrington, Blake Berkey, Braden Wakey, Adam Vanderzil, even Logan Engel, Alex Kimbrough, all got into the scorebook on Friday night in that 93-42 win over DuQuoin. The Blackcats are coming off a 61-51 10-point win over the Christopher Bearcats. That was on Saturday night. As the Lions head back toward the locker room for their final instructions from Coach Shane Hawkins and the Goreville Blackcats and Coach Todd Tripp. Just below us here, we've got a new perch here at the stadium here at Massac County High School, and I kind of like this view.
Great view, but I will say this. I think as many times that we've already gone up and down that ladder, we have already got our training in to be a firefighter.
Yes,
I think we don't have to. We just sign the paper. We'll be firefighters.
If there's a cat in a tree, give us a call. We'll come take care of that. I promise you that. But, yeah, we've got our live stream up and running right now. You can go to YouTube. If you would like to watch the game, pick up the radio call there. Just search Dave McKenzie. It should take you right to it. Or you can search Carterville Lions versus Goreville Blackcats, and you can watch the game along with the radio call as the Lions are returning from their brief visit with Coach Shane Hawkins and Nathan Biddle and the entire coaching staff. And looking forward to a good one as we're kicking off the 39th Annual Superman Classic here at Massac County High School. We'll take our final break on our People's National Bank pregame show. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups and the tip-off here on News Radio WJPF.
You don't have.
Good evening. Welcome to tonight's 39th Annual Superman Classic. On behalf of Massac County Patriots, we welcome you tonight. Our first game will be between the Goreville Blackcats and Carterville Lions.
Welcome back to Massac County High School. Dave McKenzie, Scott Hudson alongside as we are getting you set for game number 1 of the 39th annual Superman Classic here at Metropolis and Massac County High School. This is a matchup between the number 4 team in the tournament, the number 4 seed Carterville Lions against the number 5 Goreville Blackcats. Goreville will be the visiting team here, excuse me, for Coach Todd Tripp. We'll go with the 5'10 junior wearing number 1. That's Drake Moss. The 5'11 junior, number 13, Tyler Suits. The 6'1 senior, number 32, Ian Sopchek. Then the 6'1 senior, Markavion Cleaves, number 42. And the 6'1 junior, number 45, Duncan Rhodes. For Coach Todd Tripp, it'll be Moss, Suits, Sopchek, Cleaves, and Rhodes.
Pretty sure Cleaves is the one that came over from Murfreesboro in the offseason, so he's definitely added some talent to this Todd Tripp coach team.
Absolutely. Carterville and Coach Shane Hawkins as the Goreville cheerleaders do their welcome cheer for the fans to our left from our location. And a nice little crowd has filed in here for the first game of the tournament. Of course, Massac County, there's 2 games tonight. Massac County will play tomorrow night, but following our game here this evening at 7:30, it'll feature Vienna against Graves County. Now the Carterville Lions and the starting lineup for Coach Shane Hawkins. He'll go with the same starting lineup he's had now for the last 4 games, as it'll be Peyton Biddle, the 5'7 senior, wearing number 4. Number 12 will be Blake Berkey, the 6'1 senior, coming into the game averaging just over 6 points a game. Peyton Biddle averaging 10. Caden Hawkins, the engine. Yes, he's averaging 22 points a game. Wears number 21, stands 6 foot. Braden Wakey, who has started the last 4 games, comes into the game averaging just over 2 points a game. He's been coming right along here in the last 4 or 5 games. And then Kate Lustenberger averaging 11 a game. This is a good starting lineup for the Lions.
It is, and Wakey's earned his way into the starting lineup. We've talked about how high he can jump, how quick he can elevate. He's gotten a little bit better with the ball around the rim. Obviously, he can alter shots, if not block shots. So that's something you're going to need going down the stretch, presence on the inside, and I think that's what Carterville really lacked early in this season.
Absolutely, and if you ever get the opportunity to watch him in pregame when he's out there jumping around and slamming balls, it's pretty impressive. I've had people come up to me and say, "Who is that kid? And why is he not playing in the NBA?" Because he can really do some skying on the basketball floor. As Nathan Biddle has his team around him to our left, Carterville in their home whites with the blue letters and numbers. Goreville in their black road uniforms with the gold letters and trim. Players shake hands, tap hands, and the officials are ready. And thank you for tuning in to Lions basketball right here on your home for Lions Sports News Radio, WJPF. It's going to be Markavion Cleaves up against Cade Lustenberger. The Lions win the tip, and they are moving left to right on your radio dial as they start off. And Caden Hawkins, right off the get-go, he always gets things going. He hits the 3 from the top of the key, lines up 3-0. And the Blackcats fire a 3 the other way, and it's buried for me in Sopchek. So that may hope it's not that kind of game.
Well, both players had open threes.
Nice jumper from Blake Berkey on the feed from Cade Lustenberger. I got to tell you what, Cade Lustenberger has really picked up his assist game.
He's an underrated passer, but the other thing I like about Cade is he's starting to be more aggressive in the paint.
Yes, he is. As the Blackcats have it, and Cleaves has it up top of the key. They work to the left side. Now it goes top of the key to Moss. That's Sopchek. Shoots around the defender. That was Berkey. Hits another 3 from the left wing. 6 for Sopchek, and it's 6-5 Blackcats. Lions have it in the front court. They work it around to Biddle. He's open for 3, and he buries the 3 from the left corner.
Is anybody going to miss a shot tonight?
No, they're shooting 100%. Both teams are. Just a minute and 15 seconds into this first quarter. Over on the left wing is Sopchek. Looks inside. He finds Cleaves. Now they work it around to the right side. That is Suits that controls there. Feed down to the low block. Turn around off the glass is Cleaves. And nice feed inside, and we're tied at 8.
6 combined field goal attempts, 6 combined makes.
As Biddle takes the pass from Lustenberger, left wing, 3 for Peyton Biddle. 6 for Peyton. He's really popped out of that shooting slump he had earlier.
And he picked the best time of the year to do it.
Absolutely. As Lions are up by 3, it's 11-8. Around the top of the key, found a lane, drives it to the block, up with the right hand. The push, the ball gets wedged in between the glass and the rim, and that is going to give the ball to the Carterville Lions. Is that a turnover?
No, that's a missed shot, and they will keep the ball because of the alternating possessions.
And that's what Todd Tripp is saying. Possession arrow belongs to the Blackcats. They'll have it to the baseline to our left. As they trigger in, Carterville's playing man-to-man. Cleves takes the pass, hands it off to Moss. Moss's jumper from about 10 is good. Drake Moss in the book, and the Lions are up 1. Hawkins to the rim. Layup is good for Caden Hawkins. He slid around the defender, and timeout is called by Coach Shane Hawkins and the Carterville Lions. 13-10 is the score. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll pause for 30 here on News Radio WJPF.
Dr.
Back at Massac County, Scott Hudson, what was that conversation about, you think?
I don't think Coach Hawkins was happy the way his teams played defense in this first 2.5 minutes of the first quarter.
Both teams are shooting perfectly here in the first 2.5 minutes. Blackcats with the ball, though. Carterville almost had the double team as they work it down to Sopchek. He drives the baseline, and Braden Wakey steps in and blocks the shot by Sopchek, fouls him. So that is going to put Ian Sopchek, the 6'1 senior, at the line.
Well, he faked the 3. Carterville went out there to try to block it, but he went baseline and got Wakey to fouling.
Sopchek with 6 points here in the game, and his first free throw was good. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Stephen Rich's Barber Styling, a full-service salon on Division Street in Carterville, open Tuesday through Friday from 8 to 5. Saturdays from 8 until 2. Sopchek wears number 32, dribbles the ball, and the free throw is good. He has 8 of the 12 for the Goreville Blackcats. Lions are up 1, though, 13-12. Hawkins brings it across the timeline, finds Lusterberger left of the circle. Wants to feed inside, but gets it to Wakey outside. On the right wing is Berkey, top of the key. Open 3 from Hawkins, buried it. 2 threes in the game for Caden Hawkins. He has 8 of the 16 for the Lions. Lions are up 4. Open 3, Sopchek short. First missed shot of the game for either team. Berkey gets the rebound for the Lions. Wow, almost half the game, half of the quarter. Perfect shooting. Finally, Goreville blanks him. Caden Hawkins takes it the other way, drives the lane, banks it off the board, and good. 10 for Caden, 18-12 Lions.
Carterville's made 7 shots from the field. All 7 they've taken, and 4 of those have been threes.
Into the front court, it's Moss. Between the leg dribble up top. Biddle on him. Switches off, puts up the 3. Buries it top of the key for Drake Moss. 5 in the game for Moss. And back to a 3-point lead for the Lions. Biddle down amongst the Giants on the low block. Pulls up the dribble, needs some help. Gets it from Berkey. Berkey to Wakey. Now back to Biddle on the left wing. Drives down the lane, ball slapped. They're going to say it was off of his leg, and the turnover is going to give it to the Goreville Blackcats.
And that's the first turnover by either team. Carterville, 7 of 7 from the floor, but they only lead by 3.
Cold Tripp checks in for the Blackcats. He brings the ball across the timeline. The left-hand dribble, pulls up, needs some help, gets it from Connor Craig, who's in the game. And now it's Moss that takes control. Backs up toward the hash on the far side from us. Gets the screen, now drives to the elbow. Jumper just off the elbow, yeah, and that's a good shot from Drake Moss. 7 now for Moss.
Both teams are hot here early.
18-17, 3 from Hawkins, good. 15 for Caden. That's his third 3 of the game. 21-17 Lions.
It's a shooting gallery tonight.
Driving is Tripp, and Tripp travels with the basketball. He actually tripped to the floor, turns it over, and gives it back to the Lions.
Now that's Goreville's first turnover, but Carterville, I mean, this is insanity. They've got 5 threes here in the first quarter, and we still got 3:25 to go.
Lusty has it left of the key. Now gets it to Wakey. Wakey looks inside, finds Hawkins. He's going to pull up for 3 again, feeling it. Oh, he misses that one. Loser. Can't believe he'd miss a shot. Here come the Bearcats the other way. A jumper from just off the elbow, in and out, no good. Lusty, the big rebound. Outlet pass to Biddle. Takes it to the rack. Reverse layup is short, and the Goreville Blackcats the rebound. That's Tripp that pulls it down. Now to the left wing. Sopchek, rather. Dumps it down low. Little 12-foot jumper is no good from Buffington. And Hawkins gets the rebound for Carterville. 2:45 on the clock. It's 21-17 Lions. Lusty's turn at the 3 is good. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 threes for the Lions. Here in this first quarter, they're up 24-17.
That's what you call hot shooting, Tex.
My gosh. But this is my shaky hand here, my shooting hand. Cats have it in the front court. Sopchek's 3. That's short. Over the back, no call. Lions get the rebound. That was Lustenberger. Outlet pass down low to Wakey. On the block. Oh, he lost control of it as he jumped in the air. Trying to shoot. And the turnover gives it to Goreville. 3 for Moss is a long rebound, no good. Here comes Hawkins. Hawkins trying to break down Moss. Takes it to the hole, puts it up. Has the touch, gets it to roll. 15 for Caden Hawkins. 26-17 Lions, the 9-point lead.
And Goreville has missed their last 4 shots from the field. That's allowed Carterville to take advantage.
On the baseline, a travel is called on Sopchek, giving the ball back to the Lions. So now Cleaves comes back in. Checking into the game is Evan Holm. Connor Craig back into the game. Sopchek stays on the floor, as does Cole Tripp. Lions up 9 with 1:40 here in the first quarter. Hawkins gets it to Vanderzeel. He's into the game for the first time. Nice backdoor feed from Lustenberger to Berkey.
Now, Dave, you talked about Lustenberger's job of being a good assist man, a facilitator, if you will, and boy, has a perfect bounce pass to Berkey down the baseline.
And Berkey converted the other way, and then Cade Lustenberger playing defense on the other end knocks the ball out of bounds. So Cats have it on the sideline, right in front of the Carterville bench to our left. They get it in. Long 3 from Cole Tripp is no good. Lustenberger another rebound. Dishes it to Hawkins. Bounce pass to Vanderzeel. Head fake, shot blocked, ball out of bounds off of Goreville, and it's going to stay with the Carterville Lions.
Vanderzeel had the right mindset. Go in, go up strong. He got it blocked, which is okay. But that's what I want to see out of Vanderzeel. When he gets the ball on the inside, don't be afraid to take the ball and take it to the hole.
Carterville is pushing that transition game. They want to get up the floor quick. Back at his man down. Berkey, a foul before the shot. Todd Tripp's not happy, but a great job by Berkey as he was fouled by Evan Holm. It's going to be the first the first team foul on Todd Tripp. on Goreville, not Todd Tripp. Sorry about that.
There might be a foul on him before the game's over.
The way he's going right now. Lusty slipped as he went to the rack and turns the ball over, giving it back to Goreville.
Well, that's 2 times in this game we've seen players, Lustenberger here, 1 time for Goreville, where it seems like there might be a little moisture on the floor. It has been a little warm out today and just slipped. Kind of way I would look on ice skates.
Well, he lost his shoe. Who's the basketball player for the Pelicans?
Zion Williamson?
Zion Williams. Remember when he slipped out of his shoe and it just ripped that shoe apart? That's what I thought at first happened with Lusty there. But it just came off. Under a minute to play. Lions are up 11 points. It's 28-17. Cats ball, though, down on the low block, and an over-the-back call is going to be called on Cade Lustenberger as he went over the back of Connor Craig.
I think they called that on Hawkins. Hawkins came around, tried to reach around, knock the ball away, and got more arm than ball.
Yeah, it was on Hawkins. Better hurry up. They throw it up top. Oh, that's a race for the ball. Drew Barrington fights his way in. Goreville controls, though. 41 seconds left in the quarter. 28-17. What a start to this ball game for the Carterville Lions. Over on the right wing is Holm. Holm dribbles around the screen from Cleves. And a foul is going to be called on the far side away from the play.
It's going to be on Barrington, I believe.
I think so as well. It's going to be the first on Drew. That's the third team foul on the Lions. 28.5 seconds on the clock. They bring it into Holm. Holm, right of the circle, dribbles across the top of the key, pulls up, and he finds Tripp. Tripp drives, throws it off the glass, runs over the defender, and a charge is called on Cole Tripp.
And Dave, I have to be honest, I'm surprised they didn't call a foul on Carterville's defender. I thought Carterville's player, I don't remember who it was now, got him on the hip, but good positioning by Barrington. I think was it Barrington or Hawkins that took that?
Barrington.
Took that.
Here comes
charge.
Hawkins, dishes it to Vanderzil. Layup is good from Adam Vanderzil. What a feed, what a finish. 10, 9, 8, Cats with the ball. Across the top of the circle, Suits has it, gets the screen from Cleves. Should have been a foul, not called. Long three at the buzzer is short, and that ends the first quarter. The Carterville Lions have exploded for 30 first quarter points. They lead it 30-17 here at the Superman Classic on News Radio WJPF.
At the Bank of Heron, we know that between families,
Okay, well, that's definitely the highest scoring
the time to take
quarter.
care of things like going to the bank, and really what you need is a way
Beating
to
29, so maybe they do put 90.
Please.
Chevrolet.
30-17 is our score as we finish up the first quarter. What a start for the Carterville Lions.
Carterville, 80% from the field, 6 threes in that first quarter, 42% for Goreville, but the big stat there, Goreville missed their last 6 shots from the field.
Carterville has it to start play here in the second on the floor. Barrington, Vanderzil, Hawkins, Lustenberger, backdoor feed to Hawkins from Lusty. Oh, he missed the layup, got his rebound, put back. No! What are they going to call? A foul on Goreville. Little Hawk doesn't do that very often. He had missed a couple of little bunnies in the paint, but good defense. You got to give credit to the Cats in their D.
Yeah, Hawkins had to adjust his shot at the rim, but he was able to stay with it and draw the foul.
Arcadian Cleves picks up the foul. That is team foul number 3 on Goreville. Lions trigger in to Lustenberger. Pull up 3 right wing. No good. Battle for the rebound. Hawk gets it. Slip. And when his foot slipped, it went out of bounds. And so the turnover is going to give it to Goreville.
Yeah, just a bad break. Hawkins hustling from out on top to come down to get that rebound.
There is some moisture on their floor. There has to be because it's muggy in here tonight.
Yep.
Moss drives, kicks it to Sopchek. Now behind the back dribble from Suits. And they go up top to Moss. Moss inside the arc. Hands it off to Suits. Suits drives. Little right-hand floater is no good. Rebound, Lustenberger. Here comes Caden Hawkins across the timeline. Cleaves on him to the lane. Little Euro step down the lane, slides through, gets the layup. 17 for Caden. He's got 17 of the 32 for Carterville.
You just can't stop him one-on-one. You just can't.
Maddox Crane into the game. Long 3, top of the key is good for Sopchek. That is the third 3 in the game for Sopchek. He's got 11 of the 20 for Goreville. 12-point lead, Carterville up, pull up three. Hawkins, too strong. Goreville gets the board. Outlet pass. Moss, length of the floor, finds Cleves, wait on the defender, lays it off the board, and good. 4 now for Cleves.
Well, Goreville will not go away.
No.
Coach Tripp, coach teams do not go away.
Caden Hawkins to Lustenberger, stutter step into the paint, layup left hand, no foul, and no foul at all, not on Lusty or on the other way on Duncan Rhodes. Goreville's Cleves has it on
Double
the low
dribbled.
block. Yes, it was. No call. Stop check, no good. And Vanderzeel gets the rebound. It's getting a little bit chippy out there now. You can kind of feel it. Just a little bit. And that's the way it is. 10-point lead for Carterville. 5:45 on the right wing. Barrington to Maddox Crane. Dribbles around the arc, hands it to Lustenberger, gets it back toward the corner right. An open three's good from Maddox Crane.
Instant offense, comes in off the bench and hits a three.
35-22, 5.5 remaining, and a foul is called on the Carterville Lions. They're going to get Drew Barrington. Drew just picked up foul number 2. Little bump check, I think, is what they called. And checking out is Hawkins, Lustenberger. Into the game now is Berkey and Biddle, along with Maddox Crane, Barrington, and Vanderzeel. Drake Moss. Across the timeline, crossover dribble a couple times on Barrington. Kicks it to the corner. 3 from there is good from Tyler Suits. And it's back to a 10-point lead, 35-25. Over to Maddox Crane on the right side. Top of the key, they work it to the left wing. 3 from Biddle, off the mark, no good. And Vanderzeel saves it to Barrington. Barrington spins out, dishes to the corner. Crane finds Biddle. Biddle to the block, in the paint, shot block. Goreville comes away with it. The outlet pass, the other way, the layup is good from Drake Moss.
Yep, Goreville's gotten hot here in the second half. They're 4 out of 6 from the field.
35-27, the 8-point lead. 4:40 remaining in the second half, in the second quarter. Coming up, our McDonald's halftime report. Round to the right side, it's Crane up top between the leg dribble. Bounce pass to Vanderzeel. Right side, drives the baseline, lost his footing again. They need to wipe up that floor right there. That's the third time we've seen somebody slip and not a towel is being brought out.
No, it's very humid. Of course, it was, in the mid-50s, upper 50s today, and I think it's causing a problem for the players on both teams.
Goreville controls, length of the floor to go. Berkey picks up the pressure in the backcourt on Cole Tripp. Tripp crosses the timeline toward the hash. Breaks past Berkey. Jumper from 12, no good. Big rebound from Adam Vanderzeel. Carterville's done a good job on the boards, though.
Yeah, Goreville still without a offensive rebound.
Berkey on the block, down low, throws it up, short, rebound, Moss, and a foul on Berkey. Frustration foul called on Carterville's Blake Berkey. That is going to be team foul number 5 on Carterville.
Well, one thing that has been consistent this year with Carterville shooting, you're going to have one really great quarter like the first where they shot 80%. Second quarter, they've only got 2 field goals. So they've gone cold, and Goreville's taking advantage of it.
You should have been at that game Friday night. There was 4 quarters of hot shooting from everybody. The other way, Cats have it. Moss, Drake Moss backs it up. Now goes to the left side. Stop check. Suits feeds Cleves, and he gets the layup. 6 in the game from Arcavion Cleves. 35-29. It's a 6-point lead for the Lions. Carterville scored 30 in the first. They've only got 5 here in the second, and we're halfway through. Pull up 3 from Hawkins, though, is good. He'll change things for you. 20 points for Caden at the 3:17 mark of the second quarter.
Hey, he just sized Cleves up, took the shot, and got the 3 to go.
He's feeling it. I think he may have got poked in the eye as he was wiping at his brow. Drake Moss between the circles, now right side to Tripp. Tripp looks inside, Berkey on him. Peyton comes out, double teams him, dishes, stop check, no good. Rebound and a foul on Maddox Crane. Are they going to count the bucket? The bucket is good.
Well, the first offensive rebound for Goreville paid dividends as Suits snuck in underneath the basket, got it to go, and going to go to the free throw line.
Maddox Crane, his first foul. Tyler Suits, the 5'11 junior, wears number 13. He's got 5 points in the game. Free throw is no good, and the rebound, Lustenberger. 2:45 remaining here in the first half. 38-31, 7-point lead for Carterville. Hawkins trying to break down Cleaves. Now dishes to Lustenberger. Dishes to Biddle on the left wing. Hawkins pull up three again. That was off the mark, and the Cats get the rebound as Tripp pulls it down. Finds Moss, now to Tripp, right wing. Looks inside, trying to get it to Sopchak. Gets it to Cleaves at the elbow right. Back to Tripp. He's going to pull up three. Off the mark. And Maddox Crane gets the rebound for Carterville. 2:15. Dish to Lustenberger at the free throw line. Dribbles around top there. Throws it up. Oh, in and out, no good. Cleaves the rebound. Cats are on the run. Here comes Tripp into the front court. Pulls it up toward the right hash. They'll set the offense. Now they go to Moss. Left of the circle. Carterville playing man-to-man D. Minute 55 remaining. It's 38-31. Carterville, the 7-point lead. Tripp, right of the circle, drives to the elbow, dishes to the corner left. Now that's Moss, spin move, fadeaway jumper, good. Boy, pretty shot there. 11 for Drake Moss, 38-33, a 5-point lead.
Now where'd that double-digit lead go, Dave?
It disappeared quickly. Minute 35 remaining. Carterville scored 8 here in the second. Step back three from Berkey, short. Rebound Cleaves, outlet pass, Sopchak the other way. The layup is good. 13 for Ian Sopchak. And it's a 3-point Lion lead. Give credit to the Goreville Blackcats. They didn't lose their composure. Guys are hitting the floor all over the place. Long rebound is saved, but it's controlled by Carterville. Here comes Lustenberger down low to Berkey. Fights his way inside, and he traveled with the basketball.
And that's now 6 turnovers on Carterville. And most of those, I'd say at least half of those have come here in the second quarter.
Absolutely. Clock rolls under a minute. 38-35. Goreville slows things down. Will they hold for the final shot? Drake Moss just stands back in the corner. Carterville's content to let him stand there. That'll run the clock. Coming up, it'll be our McDonald's halftime report. We'll break down the first half of this game. I don't know that there's a lot of games going on tonight around the area. This is the first game of this 39th annual Superman Classic. Turnover Goreville. Carterville can score with 20 seconds. Berkey to Biddle. Now to Hawkins. Stutter steps into the paint. Had his shot blocked, and Caden Hawkins will go to the line as the foul is going to be the first on Ian Sopchak.
And these will be the first free throws of the game for Carterville.
Caden Hawkins averaging 22 a game, has 20 points here. 20 of the 38 scored by Carterville. 4 threes in the game for Caden, but he's shooting 2 here from the stripe. First one is a little bit short. This Lions broadcast brought to you by International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 702. Longtime supporter of Lions sports. IBEW Local 702, dedicated to providing a better lifestyle for members and a better life for all. Caden dribbles the ball 3 times. His second free throw attempt is good. 21 first half points for Caden Hawkins. 15 seconds remaining. Cats with the basketball. Tripp toward the right hash. Dribbles around, across the logo, gets the clear out, takes it to the hole, and a foul is going to be called on Vanderzil as he was riding Drake Moss back all the way down the left side of that lane. Kept him from scoring, but does foul him, and it's going to put Tripp at the line shooting 2.
Well, one thing about Goreville, every one of their players can handle the ball very well. So they can clear the floor out and let just about anybody go one-on-one.
Tripp's one dribble, and the free throw is good. It's a cold Tripp. He's a sophomore, stands 5'11", and the son of one Todd Tripp. Second free throw. No good. Lusty the rebound. Outlet pass. Biddle, step back three at the buzzer. Off the mark, no good. That ends the first half. Carterville scored 30 first quarter points. They scored just 9 here in the second, but they still have a 3-point lead as we are heading to halftime. 39-36 is our score. Stay with us. Our McDonald's halftime report is coming up next. You're listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. Okay. Welcome back to Massac County High School. Dave McKenzie and my partner here tonight, Mr. Scott Hudson, where we are at the half. Your McDonald's halftime report. The Carterville Lions had a 13-point lead at the end of the first quarter. They have a 3-point lead here at the break.
Yeah, all because Carterville only went 3 out of 15 in that second quarter. We see this almost game in and game out where Carterville have one of those quarters where they just can't score, and that was it. On the other hand, Goreville went 7 of 13 in that second quarter. For the half, Goreville 48% from the field. Carterville still 50% from the field, but not a very good shooting second quarter. Carterville 1 of 2 from the line. Goreville 3 of 5. Rebounding, Carterville out-rebounded Goreville 16-10. Lussenberger leads Carterville with 7. And Tripp, who didn't even start the game, leads Goreville with 3. Goreville with 5 turnovers, Carterville with 6.
When you look at the scoring for the Goreville Blackcats, they're led by the 13 points of Ian Supchik. He had 3 3-pointers. He's got 13 first half points. Drake Moss has 1 3-pointer. He scored 11 points here in the first half. Marcavian Cleaves with 6, all 2-point buckets. And then it's Tyler Suits with 5 and Cole Tripp with 1. That accounts for the 36 points that were scored by the Goreville Blackcats. It was Caden Hawkins who hit 4 3-pointers here in the first half. It came right out. First shot was a 3 and just blistered that first quarter as he has 21 first half points. Also in the scorebook, Peyton Biddle with 6, Maddox Crane with 3, Blake Berkey with 4, Adam Vanderzeel with 2, and Kate Lustenberger with 3. Carterville hangs 39 first half points here on the Goreville Blackcats. They have the 3-point lead. It's 39-36. Yeah, like you said, we see this from Carterville more times than not. They have that one quarter where just things go cold for them.
And I really didn't think Carterville took very many bad shots, if any at all, in that first half. There may have been a couple in that second quarter, but the shots they were making in the first quarter didn't go in the second quarter. And I think Carterville, what Coach Hawkins is probably telling his team now, 2 things. Don't settle for a 3. You've got a little bit of a size advantage on this team. Go to the hole, go to the rack, get them in foul trouble. And on the defensive end, you've got to defend all the way out on the perimeter because Sobchak and others are deadly from the outside. And that's one of the reasons why Goreville's still in this game, because they shot the three so well in that second quarter, and Carterville shot so poorly.
I'll add one more thing to your 2 points.
Okay.
And we saw Coach Shane Hawkins. He wasn't happy with the defense that started this game, and he called that quick timeout about a minute and a half in when Goreville hit their first 4 shots. They cranked up the D, got the transition game going there after that timeout in the first quarter. They didn't really get the transition game going like they did in the first quarter here in the second.
And I would not be surprised if at some point, maybe early in this third quarter, after a make, Carterville puts on a full-court press because their press has been deadly. We saw it at Hamilton County, just creating turnover after turnover and easy baskets. Goreville's got a lot of kids that can handle the ball, but you might want to surprise them a little bit, see how they handle the press. If they don't, stay with it. If they break the press easily, then maybe go back to your man-to-man.
39-36 is our score here at the half. We're going to go on and take another break on our McDonald's halftime report on News Radio WJPF.
Are you a safe?
Goreville Blackcats are the first team out of the locker room here at halftime, where it is 39-36. Carterville, the 3-point lead. We're going to go on and take another break here on our McDonald's halftime report. When we come back, second half action is coming up next. This is Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. Welcome back to Massac County High School, the first game of this 39th annual Superman Classic here at Massac County. Dave McKenzie, Scott Hudson alongside. Coming up, it's going to be the Vienna Eagles as they take on Graves County, Kentucky. That'll be the second game of the tournament. Tomorrow night at 6:15, it'll be the number 1 seed Charleston squad out of Missouri taking on Fort Campbell. And the nightcap tomorrow night will feature Massac County hosting Century. As both teams are ready to go, we're underway here in the second half. Lions are up 3. It's 39-36. Cats have it. They're moving left to right on the radio dial in their road black uniforms with the gold letters and trim. Over on the left wing, a 3 ball is no good. That put up by Sopchak, and Biddle gets the rebound for the Lions. Takes it to the front court. Swing pass right side. 12-foot jumper from Lustenberger is good. That's how we start things here in the third quarter.
Another thing, Dave, I think Carterville might do, get the ball in Hawkins' hands offensively and let him go one-on-one. Nobody for Goreville can stop him. He can cause so many problems if they can just get him the ball.
Sopchak had his pass blocked by Berkey. Good job. It winds up with Rhodes. Now back to Sopchak. Bounce pass to Cleves. Ball's out of bounds off the hands of Cade Lustenberger. Looks at the hands and was like, you failed me right there.
Saw a few wide receivers that did the same thing yesterday in the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Baseball players, they miss a fly ball or a ground ball, they look at their glove.
Yep.
You know?
Yep, absolutely. That's how it is. 41-36, 5-point lead. Cleves takes the inbound pass up top. Wakey on him, sets the screen for Biddle. Jumper from Moss around the screen is good. 13 for Drake Moss, 41-38, 3-point lead for the Lions and the ball. Here's Hawkins. Cleves on him defensively. They lob it to the right elbow. Lustenberger holds it with the left hand. Bounce pass. Hawkins layup. Good from Caden Hawkins. Assist. Cade Lustenberger.
Hawkins just gave the ball to Lustenberger, made a little circle around the screen, went down the lane, and he was wide open.
43-38. 6:35 here in the third. Cleves left of the circle, over to the right side. Moss head fake on Biddle. Drives inside the arc, puts the shot up from the lane. No good. Biddle the long rebound. Into the front court himself. Crossover dribble, spin move, throws it up top, hits off the back of Cleves. The ball's on the floor. Cleves comes away with it. Turnover Lions. Now Goreville turns it over the other way.
That's a case where Carterville had a little bit of the momentum and trying to force something that wasn't there, but fortunately Carterville gets the ball back on a Blackcat turnover.
Hawks, watch out. Lustenberger had his pocket picked. You'll hear about that the other way. The layup is good from Ian Sopchak.
That's where somebody's got to be yelling to Lustenberger,
Wolf,
hey, there's somebody coming.
Yep.
If you don't talk, that's what happens.
Yeah, 3-point lead, 43-40. Lustenberger dishes it to Biddle. Biddle takes it to the free throw line. Up and under, and a travel call is called on Peyton Biddle. Shane Hawkins has his arm crossed, wipes his eyes. That may have been a tear that he was wiping off his cheek. I don't think so. He's just trying to think of what to say.
He's flabbergasted.
He
right
is
now.
flabbergasted. Cats break the press into the front court. Skip pass right corner. Sopchak drives the baseline. The left-hand layup is good. That was easy. 17 for Ian Sopchak. 1 point lead now. Lions up 1, 43-42. Hawkins gets fouled, and that is going to be on Drake Buffington.
That's what you got to do, I think, especially if you're struggling shooting the ball from the field. Let Hawkins get the ball. Let him go one-on-one. He's either going to kick it out to somebody that's wide open or he's going to draw a foul.
Caden Hawkins at the line. He's 1 for 2. Hits the first here. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in Carterville with punctual service, 5-star satisfaction, and the experience that comes from 40 years in the business. Find out more. Visit charliesairandheat.com. 24 points for Caden Hawkins. Free throw in the air, 25. 45-42, 3-point lead, 5:20 remaining in the third quarter. It's Drake Moss. Has Biddle on him. Cleves sets the screen. They bring it right side. Sopchak drives around Wakey. Floats it toward the rim. No good. Cleves over the back to get the rebound. Gets it. Throws it out top. They work it around the left corner. 3 from Sopchak. No good. Cleves another rebound. Sopchak again. Another 3 left wing. No good. And here comes Wakey. Cleves gets the rebound. Goreville controls. Spin move. Sopchak down toward the corner. Back to Cleaves. Dishes it to Suits. Suits now to Moss. Moss fires the long three. No good. And that should be out of bounds off of Drake Buffington. And the turnover is going to give it back to the Carterville Lions. My gosh.
4 offensive rebounds, counting Buffington's 4 offensive rebounds on that one possession.
45-42. Carterville the 3-point lead. 3 from Lustenberger's no good. Berkey tips the ball out of bounds, and they're going to say, actually, it was off of the hands of Drake Moss, and it's going to belong to the Carterville Lions.
Nope, Goreville's got it. Went off of
I'm sorry, yes. That's correct. Coming out of the game, Tyler Suits. Into the game, Cole Tripp. Drake Moss. Biddle picks him up, about 3/4 court, puts a little pressure on him, steps across the timeline to the left side. Over to Sopchak, feed to Cleaves. Back to Sopchak, looks down low. It is Buffington, gets the layup the other way. His first field goal comes here in the second half, 45-42. Carterville the 3-point lead.
You're not going to go away, fellas.
Halfway through the third quarter. Carterville led it 30-17 after 1. At the half, it was 39-36. In the paint, Hawk puts the shot up, partially blocked. Cleaves grabs hold of it, dishes it to Moss. Moss is going to bring it across midcourt himself. To the left wing, trips 3, way short, and Lustenberger gets the rebound. That one hit off the bottom of the rim. Over to Biddle. Biddle drives in, along amongst the Giants, gets the layup. Payton's first second half bucket is good. He's got 8. And it's 47-44 Carterville. Goreville's basketball, though. Over to the right corner, Tripp looks inside. Cleaves is asking for it, claps the hands, backs down Berkey, dishes it to Moss. Moss from the elbow right, jumper off the iron, no good. Lustenberger gets the board.
Goreville's missing some wide open shots.
3 minutes left on the clock here in the third. Hawkins hands it to Biddle, now to Wakey, now to Lustenberger. Backdoor feed to Hawkins to the rim, gets the layup the other way. Another assist from Cade Lustenberger.
And I'm not so sure Hawkins didn't get fouled, but he was strong enough to get it to go.
49-44, 5-point lead for Carterville. What a beautiful feed from Lustenberger. Cleaves, bounce pass down low. Buffington kisses the board, gets it to go. 4 now for Drake Buffington. Back to a 5-point lead.
Yeah, it's 49-46.
There we go.
They're a little slow putting
on the
up.
Scoreboard.
Yep.
3-point lead, 49-46, 2:20 remaining in the third quarter. Lusty drives inside the arc, finds Berkey left corner. His 3 was way short. You got to follow those shots up because it was no good from the get-go. Top of the key, Moss is going to launch the 3, has the touch and gets it to fall. 16 for Moss.
We haven't been tied since 0-0.
Minute 57 in the third. 40, should be 49-49.
Yeah, they got it up there now.
There we go. My gosh. Minute 45 remaining. Hawkins just holds, dribbles back and forth, left to right. Cleaves on him defensively. Now to Lustenberger. He's got an open 3. Too strong. Rebound Goreville. Tripp gets it. He's going to bring it across the timeline himself. Into the front court to the hash ball. Tipped out of bounds. They say it was off of Cole Tripp, giving it right back to the Lions. That's the third turnover on Goreville here in the third quarter. Cleaves checks out for Goreville. Caden Hawkins takes the inbound pass across the Patriot logo at midcourt. The 39th Superman Classic bumps into the defender right side to Biddle. Now top it goes to Vanderzeel, who's right back in the game. They find Hawkins on the right wing. Jumper, top of the key, no good. And the ball coming away with it. And a foul is going to be called on Carterville. I think they're going to get it on Vanderzeel. Number 2 on Adam. That is team foul number 1 on Carterville here in the second half. 65 seconds on the clock. 49-49. Tie ball game. First game of this Superman Classic. Carterville, the number 4 seed. Goreville, the number 5 seed. They feed Sopchik, drives, dishes, down low, off the glass and good for Ian. That was 23. Connor Craig, rather.
Goreville's first lead of the game.
51-49 Goreville. 3 from Lustenberger's no good. Goreville, boy, they're really banging the boards now, aren't they, here in the second half. Carterville was winning the rebound war in the first half, but got to give credit to Goreville here in the second. They've made the necessary adjustments, and they have the 2-point lead with a timeout on the floor. We'll pause for 30 here on News Radio WJPF. It was a 39-36 3-point lead for the Lions at the break. They trail by 2 here with 27 seconds remaining in the third. It's 51-49 Goreville.
Yeah, Carterville is settling for those outside shots still. They have no inside game, and Goreville has just been patient all game, and now they find themselves with a 2-point lead.
Moss across the timeline on the far side from us. Gets the screen, dribbles across the logo. 16, 15, 14 remaining in the third quarter. Biddle on him defensively. Comes out, gets the screen from Buffington, finds Buffington. Floater from Buffington, too strong. Ball on the floor, outlet pass Biddle. He has it at 2-1 to the glass, gets fouled, and a blocking foul is called on the Goreville Blackcats. And Peyton Biddle with .7 on the clock. Sopchik is the one that picks up the foul. Got to give credit to Biddle. He just took it right at him. And Sopchik never did get set, never got planted, as a matter of fact. And so Peyton Biddle can score with the clock stopped here with .7 seconds. Peyton with 8 in the game, has 9 now after hitting the first free throw.
Well, another free throw here, and Carterville looks like they'll go into the third quarter tied with Goreville.
Goreville 13-5 on the season as Biddle hits the second. 10 for Peyton. Length of the floor, and the shot doesn't count. 51-51. We got a tie ball game here in the first game of this 39th annual Superman Classic at Massac County High School. Fourth quarter action is next here on News Radio WJPF.
Hi, welcome to the UPS store.
Yeah, I'd like to ship this package.
Great, I can help you with that and every other ing.
Did you just say every other ing?
Printing, packing, copying, faxing, freighting, any ing your small business needs.
Shredding.
Yep.
Mailboxing.
Uh-huh.
Notarizing.
That too.
Wow, that's really some ing.
Now you're getting it.
The UPS store. Every ing for small business. And of course, shipping. The UPS store franchise locations are independently owned and operated. Services, pricing, and hours may vary. See Center for details.
When you go mobile with First Mid, you have the power of banking in your hand. Download the First Mid mobile banking app and manage your money no matter where you are. Keep account balances at your fingertips. Deposit a paper check with just a few taps. And pay your bill or your friends. Just remember to turn on mobile alerts in the app to receive important notifications. Don't sit still. Go mobile with First Mid Bank and Trust. Visit www.
We got a good ball game for you as we head to the fourth quarter. We're tied at 51.
41% for Goreville in the third, 40% for the Carterville Lions.
Carterville has the ball as we start play here in the fourth quarter. 30-17 Lions at the end of one. At the half, they were a 3-point lead, 39-36. Tied at 51 at the end of three. Hawkins' three is no good to start play here in the fourth. And a foul is going to be called on Cold Trip of Goreville.
Actually, the foul is going to be on Berkey, I think. Yeah, Berkey.
Yep, they did. Sorry.
Carterville has missed their last 5 shots from the field.
Goreville's ball. Drake Moss has Biddle on him defensively. Cross midcourt to the right wing. Dishes to the corner. Sopchik's three. No good. Rebound to Buffington. They reset the offense up top. Drake Moss backs it up. Left-hand dribble between the legs. Berkey on him defensively. Cuts him off, dishes it now to Tripp. Tripp at the free throw line. Bounce pass to Sopchak. Bumps into Berkey. Step back jumper's good. Ian Sopchak with 19 for the Cats. 2-point lead for Goreville, 53-51. 7 minutes remaining. Corner left, 3 from Berkey. In and out, no good. Ball's tipped out to Lustenberger. Nice job by Vanderzeel, but Lusty has his shot blocked. Cats control.
Yeah, everything's going Goreville's way right now. Carterville has not played well in this second half.
Didn't play well in the second quarter either. Goreville misses the shot, but couldn't get the rebound, and a foul is called on Cade Lustenberger. And it is going to put Connor Craig at the stripe. He's going to be shooting 2.
Goreville had 1 offensive rebound in the first half. They have 6 here in the second half. And that's a case of that's one of those 50-50 balls. Carterville had 2 guys there. Biddle kind of fell backwards, but nobody went and got it.
Tale of 2 halves here is what we're seeing, and that's what Scott's saying. Carterville dominant in all phases in the first half. Flip-flopped here in the second. Berkey's going to check out. Barrington comes in for Coach Shane Hawkins. So on the floor, it's Biddle, Hawkins, Vanderzeel, Lustenberger, and Drew Barrington. 54-51, 3-point lead. Free throw from Craig is good. 4-point lead. 4 for Connor Craig, 55-51. 6:35 remaining. Carterville has the ball. Moving right to left on your radio dial, riding a 6-game winning streak. Haven't lost since the Vienna loss at the El Dorado Holiday Tournament. Hawkins to Lustenberger. Brick, no good. Long rebound. Biddle. And a pushing foul is going to be called on Goreville's Cole Tripp, as he got into the back of Peyton Biddle.
9 consecutive misses by Carterville.
Can't win games doing that.
Nope.
It's kind of tough. They don't give you style points, so you got to make the bucket.
Nope.
So Hawkins takes the inbound pass. Behind the back dribble, finds his way in the lane. Jumper's good for Caden Hawkins. That breaks the streak there, Scott Hudson.
And they needed it. They pulled within 2.
29 for Caden Hawkins. They trail, Lions do, by 2. 55-53, ball out of bounds. Peyton Biddle slaps it out of the hands of Drake Moss.
Well, now Carterville's going to have to play good defense. I mean, their defense has not been real good this whole game. But now that's when you got to ratchet it up a little bit.
Carterville 14-4 on the season. Goreville is 13-5, and a foul is going to be called on Adam Vanderzeel.
Yeah, Sopchak just beat Vanderzeel to the ball, and Vanderzeel reached in to try to get it. That's Carterville's 4th team foul, so Goreville's at the inbound.
3rd on Vanderzeel. Goreville has it. Cole Tripp. Left-hand dribble. Inside the arc, loses his footing, but he keeps the dribble. Good job there by Cole Tripp. Now it's Moss that's going to take over. Biddle on him defensively. Drives in. Biddle loses his footing. Jumper is good from Drake Moss.
Yeah, it wasn't the ball move by Goreville that caused Biddle to fall. It's the floor.
Driving to the lane. Barrington gets fouled. And Drake Buffington said, I just stood there. He ran into me, but Barrington picks up the foul. That's going to be the 4th team foul now on the Blackcats.
Barrington drove down the baseline, but
no place
drew
to
the
go.
foul. He had nowhere to go.
Yeah. So Carterville will trigger from the baseline left. Shane Hawkins, hands on his hip as he patrols the sideline. Lustenberger thought about the 3. Spins around, takes it to the low block, drop step, gets fouled, and a reach-in foul is going to be called on Ian Sopchak. That's going to be the 3rd on number 32. And so now Cade Lustenberger is going to go line to shoot two.
That should be the game plan now. Whoever Sobchak is guarding, that's where you go. You take him to the hole and try to pick up maybe his fourth and fifth foul.
Cleves is getting set to come back into the game for Coach Todd Tripp. Lustenberger hits the free throw. 6 now for Cade. This Lions broadcast brought to you by Steve and Rich's Barber Styling, a full-service salon on Division Street in Carterville. Open Tuesday through Friday, 8 to 5. On Saturdays from 8 until 2 as Buffington comes out of the game, gets a nice round of applause. The free throw's missed by Lustenberger. Cats get the rebound. Carterville picks up full court pressure. They find Moss. He comes across the timeline. He's going to slow it up, back it up to the logo. 5 minutes remaining in this game. Winner moves on the right side. A foul called on Caden Hawkins as Moss put up the shot. And Caden now has 2 fouls. Drake Moss, who has 18 points of the game, including 2 3-pointers, is at the line shooting 2. Moss is a 5'10 junior. Good ball player. First free throw, no good. Lions broadcast also brought to you by the IBEW Local 702. Longtime sponsor of Lions Sports, IBEW Local 702, dedicated to providing a better lifestyle for members and a better life for all. Second from Moss is good. 19 in the game now for Drake Moss. Outlet pass for Barrington. He takes it left wing, now gets it back to Hawkins. Cleves on Hawkins now. 4:45 remaining. It is a 4-point Goreville lead. Step back 3 from Hawkins. Off the mark, no good. Drake Moss gets the rebound for Goreville. Carterville needs some buckets. That should be a foul. It is going to be called on Peyton Biddle, as just pushing him out of the way was Ian Sobchak on the drive.
Well, Dave, to give you some perspective on this game, Carterville had 12 field goals in the first quarter. Since then, they have 8.
It was a fantastic first quarter as they scored 30 first quarter points and had the big lead, 30-17. Goreville's ball. Moss has it between the circles. Up top, Barrington on him defensively. 4:15 remaining in the game. The winner of this game will play on Friday night at 6:15. The loser will play Thursday night at 6:15.
So from here on out, Goreville will be going to the free throw line. It's Carterville's 7th team foul.
As the foul is called on Drew Barrington. That's the 3rd on Drew, and so at the line is going to be Drake Moss, shooting the 1-and-1. Moss with 19. And now 20.
This would be, give all the credit to Goreville if they were to win this game. But this, in my opinion, would be called a bad loss when you look at who you're playing and the time of year.
Absolutely. Second from Moss is good. 21. Timeout on the floor with 3:58 remaining. Goreville has the 5-point lead. It is 59-54. We have a timeout on the floor, and it's going to be a full timeout here on News Radio WJPF. 3:58 remaining here in this game. Goreville the 6-point lead at 60-54 coming out of the timeout. It's going to be basketball belonging to the Carterville Lions.
Carterville, as I said, 3 field goals in the second quarter, 4 in the third. They only have 1 field goal here in the fourth.
Quite frankly, the way they're shooting, they don't deserve to win.
And no threes since midway through the second quarter.
Barrington crisscrosses his way across midcourt, finds Lustenberger, now to the right side. That's Biddle on the right wing. Yet to dribble, finally does with the left hand. Takes it into the paint, lays it up with the right hand. I don't know how he does that no-look layup, but he gets it to fall. 12 now for Peyton Biddle. Cuts the lead down to 4. It's 60-56.
Yeah, I'd like to see Carterville, if they're going to press, do a trap in the back, because these Goreville kids can all handle the ball.
Ball's tipped away, turnover Goreville. Lions the other way, the outlet pass, layup is good from Drew Barrington. Boy, that's a big break right there. That may be a momentum shifter, as the Lions have pulled to within 2 at 60-58, 3 minutes remaining in this game.
Now it's going to come down to who can play the better defense.
Moss has it. Biddle has played tight on him all day, slaps the ball out of Moss's hand, but he gets it back. Peyton, great defender. Moss looks inside now, throws it out to the right wing to Tyler Suits. Barrington on Suits, gets the screen, now to the left side, tip, stolen. Outlet pass the other way. Lustenberger the layup the other way. Tie ball game. 8 for Cade Lustenberger. It's tied 60-60. Timeout is called by Coach Shane Hawkins, and Carterville has fought back coming out of this last timeout to tie the game with 2.5 remaining. We are going to take a 60-second break. It's a full timeout. Nope, excuse me, a 30-second timeout called by Carterville. We're tied at 60 on News Radio WJPF.
Equal housing lender.
This Lions broadcast brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in downtown Carterville. With punctual service, 5-star satisfaction, and experience that comes from 40 years in the business. Find out more at charliesairandheat.com. What a nice job by the Lions to tie this game at 60.
All
Scott.
because of pressure defensively in the front court.
It was tied at 51 at the end of 3. Just 2.5 remaining here. We're tied at 60. Goreville's ball coming out of the timeout. Over on the left wing is Suits. Suits has Barrington on him. Big screen from Cleaves. They switch off, though. Good job by the Lions. Down low on the block with the ball. Craig fights his way in. The shot blocked from Cade Lustenberger, and they're going to call the foul on the 6'5 senior.
Well, they did a good job at getting the ball underneath, talking about Goreville. And I think if Lustenberger goes straight up, he probably gets the block. But he did more of a swat than straight up. And
Connor Craig 2 for 2 so far at the line. Misses the first one. It's a shooting foul.
Here's something to think about. If Goreville misses this free throw, does Carterville play for the last shot?
Would they hold it for 2 minutes? Second is good from Craig. 5 in the game now for Connor Craig. 125 seconds remain in the game. 1 point lead, 61-60 Goreville. Barrington dishes to the corner left. Biddle's 3. Oh, man, no good. Biddle gets his own rebound. Gets fouled in the paint, and it is going to be on Cold Tripp that got on the back of Peyton Biddle.
And give Vandersdale a little bit of credit, because I think he was the one that knocked the ball out to Biddle.
Sopchek actually picks up the foul, not Tripp. Minute 50. Biddle has it. Around the screen from Hawkins. Now dribbles to the right side. Barrington holds. Left-hand dribble by Barrington. Top of the key. Left wing to Vandersdale. Adam back to Barrington. Drew looks inside. He dribbles with the left hand between the legs to Hawkins. Hawkins wants run the offense now. Hands it to Barrington. Now to Vanderzil. Vanderzil to Lustenberger. Backdoor feed to Hawkins off the glass. Oh, he missed the layup, but the putback is no good as well. Barrington gets the rebound, drives the lane, puts it up, gets the bucket and the foul. Oh, they called the charge on Drew Barrington.
You don't see Hawkins miss too many shots that close. You never see Hawkins miss 2 shots on the same possession that close.
Wow. The foul is called on Drew Barrington. The charge, he couldn't believe it. And goes to the bench as Blake Berkey replaces Drew Barrington. So Goreville, a precarious 1-point lead, and they have the ball. Carterville tries to get the Trap up top. They have Tripp trapped. He calls the timeout, and Coach Todd Tripp says, dang it. Timeout. You should have got rid of it earlier. Timeout on the floor with 1:06 remaining. It's going to be a full timeout. This will be our last timeout in the game. We'll be back in 60 seconds on News Radio WJPF. Brian? Don't. Coming down to the final 66 seconds of this game. Carterville trails it by 1. It's 61-60.
And the next Carterville foul, Goreville will be in the double bonus. But if Goreville's able to handle the pressure at some point, Carterville will have to foul.
It's Goreville basketball. Moss takes the inbound pass. Finds Tripp. Tripp, double team right there. He dribbles around. Carterville keeps the pressure on. Nice bounce feed in the paint. Ball slapped away. Ball's on the floor. Who's going to get it? Jump ball. Nobody's going to get it. Goreville and a foul. They're going to say a jump ball.
Wow.
Could have been a travel. Could have been a foul. Yeah. Could have been. And Peyton Biddle's talking to the official, and that ball was not tied up long enough for a jump ball, but that's the official call. Possession arrow keeps it with Goreville. Come on, boys. You haven't mopped up a single bit of sweat off the floor tonight. Don't worry about it now. 61-60. Goreville's basketball. 47 seconds remaining in the game. First game of the 39th Annual Superman Classic. Ball's tipped. Goreville keeps it, though. Driving the baseline. Stepping out of bounds. And no, they call the foul. No, they do say he stepped out of bounds.
He stepped out of bounds before he got fouled.
Yes, he did.
He stepped out of bounds.
They need to put some time on the clock. So Cleves comes back in for Goreville. They have 6 players on the floor right now.
And Cleves, in this second half especially, has done a very good job on Hawkins.
Tyler Suits comes out. Length of the floor to go. Carterville trails it by 1. 39 seconds on the clock. Here comes Caden Hawkins. Cleves on him defensively. Carterville trails it by 1. 30 seconds. Jumper from the elbow from Hawkins. Off the mark, no good. Moss, the rebound for Goreville. Carterville has to foul. Vanderzil picks up the foul. And Drake Moss, an opportunity to give Goreville a 3-point lead, 27.2 seconds remaining in this game.
I don't think I've ever seen Hawkins go this cold in a game. I mean, he just can't get anything to go, whether it's from 12 feet, 20 feet, or 5 feet. It just is not going for him since the first quarter.
Moss, who is 3 for 4, now is 3 for 5 from the line.
Now the pressure's a little bit more on Goreville here. If they miss this, Carterville doesn't need a 3.
Hawkins had 21 first-half points. He's got 29 on the game. Moss hits the second, so it's a 2-point lead, 22 for Drake Moss, 25 seconds left. 62-60, Goreville lead. Hawkins off the glass floater with the right hand is good. Carterville ties it up. 15 seconds on the clock.
The clock's still
Time
running.
out.
The clock
Time
is still
out
running.
on the clock. They'll reset it. Finally, they put 15 seconds. Gaden Hawkins ties the game.
On probably the toughest shot he's had all night. He's missed some bunnies like we talked about. That might have been the toughest shot he's taken all night.
I thought it was going to stay out the way it kind of came off the rim. But he has the shooter's touch and the timeout. Don't forget, coming up, the next game will feature Vienna and Graves County. Tomorrow night at 6:15, Charleston, Missouri will take on Fort Campbell, Kentucky. That's a 6:15 tip. And then Massac County Patriots will host Century tomorrow evening at 7:30. Now, the winner of this game will play Friday at 6:15. The loser will play Thursday at 6:15 against the loser of Charleston, Fort Campbell. Charleston comes in as the number 1 seed. Fort Campbell, the number 8 seed. I also got to say congratulations. We didn't have a game Saturday to talk about them. Carterville Cheer Varsity won their competition at Mater Dei on Saturday. JV finished in second. They were a quarter of a point, 0.25 from being in first place. But Carterville Cheer rolling along tomorrow night, Wednesday night rather, 6 o'clock will be the Carterville Showcase at Carterville High School. You'll get to see all the cheer teams from Carterville do their routines. There's no charge for admission. 6 o'clock at Carterville High School. It's 15.4 seconds on the clock. Length of the floor to go for the Bearcats. We're tied at 62. Triggering is going to be Cold Tripp. Tripp. Now to Drake Moss. 7, 8, 7, 6 on the clock. 5 seconds. 4, 3. Here's Tripp at the buzzer. The shot is good! Cole Tripp hits the game winner with no time on the buzzer. 64-62. Cole Tripp, the right-hand runner, and the Goreville Blackcats knock off the Carterville Lions 64-62 here at the 39th annual Superman Classic. Good ball game. Blackcats win it. Stay with us. Our SIU Credit Union post-game show is coming up next on News Radio WJPF.
You're a safe.
Yeah, but when you don't shut them off on the baseline, that's what happens.
64-62, the final score. The Goreville Blackcats knock off the Carterville Lions here at the 39th Annual Superman Classic. Carterville led it at the end of the first quarter, 30-17. Goreville chipped away, got it to within 3 at the break at halftime, 39-36. We were tied at 51, and then the final score, it was Cold Tripp with a little right-hand runner with a defender all over him right at the buzzer. The buzzer beater beats the Carterville Lions 64-62. Great first quarter for the Carterville Lions. Couldn't get anything to go after that.
Yeah, that may have been their best first quarter of the year and their worst second, third, and fourth quarters of the year. I mean, this team has been Jekyll and Hyde offensively all year, and they just could not play good enough defense tonight to come away with a win. Carterville shot from the field 43%. They took 55 shots. Goreville 47% from the field. Carterville, here's a key stat in my mind. Carterville only went to the line 8 times, made 6. Goreville went to the line 15 times and made 10. So Carterville did not do a very good job of going to the paint and drawing those fouls. Carterville was out-rebounded 26-23. Lustenberger led Carterville with 9. Tripp led Goreville with 6. Goreville with 11 turnovers. Carterville with 10.
When you look at the scoring for the ball game, we'll start first with Goreville. They were led by the 22 points from their point guard, Drake Moss, who went, he went 4 for 6 from the line for Goreville, had 2 3-pointers, 22 for Drake Moss. It was 19 for Ian Sopchek. He had 3 3-pointers in the first half, just 3 field goals in the second. Then those are the 2 in double digits for the Cats. Tyler Suits with 5. Drake Buffington with 4, Connor Craig with 5, Markavion Cleaves with 6, and Cold Tripp finishes with 3, but none bigger than the game winner at the buzzer, 64 points for the Goreville Blackcats. Carterville were led by Caden Hawkins, his 31. Peyton Biddle had 12. Maddox Creighton with 3, Drew Barrington with 2, Berkey with 4, and Adam Vanderzeel with 2, and Cade Lustenberger with 8. 62 scored by the Carterville Lions. It's a heartbreaker because even as bad as they played in the second quarter, they still have a 3-point lead at the half. Just couldn't get anything to go here in the second half.
No, they couldn't, and they couldn't get that stop they needed on the last play. Tripp got inside his defender, was able to bank it off the glass. At that point, you have to be able to cut him off, force him to shoot over you, instead of get to your side and shoot, where you're really – the only thing you could really do at that point was foul, and you didn't want to do that. But if you look at the scoring again, Dave, Carterville has got to get more scoring out of other people not named Caden Hawkins. You cannot depend on him every single night to be the guy that has to lead you to victory. And there were other players that shot the ball tonight. It wasn't like he was taking every shot. I thought Cleaves did a very good job on Caden in the second half, especially not allowing him to penetrate like he normally does. But that's when somebody else has got to step up. Lustenberger shot poorly from beyond the arc. And Carterville, they didn't get anything really out of Berkey. He missed a couple of threes. Just nothing there. And I go back to what I said earlier. Carterville did a poor job of going to the basket and drawing those fouls and getting those easy points at the free throw line. They settled for threes most of the night, and that's what cost them the game.
64-62, the final score. So Carterville now awaits tomorrow night's first game between Charleston, Missouri, the number 1 seed, against the number 8 seed Fort Campbell, Kentucky squad. So Carterville will now play Thursday night at 6:15 and have to fight their way back. And, they can – We'll see what happens, but they got their work cut out for them now in this tournament.
Well, the best they can get now is consolation championship, and that is not not in any way, shape, or form what Coach Hawkins expected from his team down here. And, not only did they get knocked in the consolation championship, this really, really deals them a severe blow when it comes to the regional seedings when they come out in a few weeks. So this is, in my opinion, where Carterville had been. I think Carterville had won that 6-7 in a row, and to come down here and lose a game that was winnable. And I give Goreville credit. They handled the ball well. They shot the ball well. They played defense well when they had to. But this is not what you expect from Carterville tonight. This is what I would call a bad loss.
64-62, the final score here at the Superman Classic. This is your SIU Credit Union post-game report. We're going to go on and take another break here on News Radio WJPF.
John A. Logan College is proud to support area
just the 30, and then you're good to get out.
John A. Logan offers high school students the opportunity to earn college credit while in high school.
$64-62, our final score here. Dave McKenzie and Scott Hudson from Massac County High Schools are going to give just a couple seconds here to Shane Hawkins, see if he's going to go up and chat with us. Of course, wow, I'm just shocked by this game. I don't even know what to say. Scott, I just thought it was a game Carterville probably should have won by 6-8 points.
Well, I go back to the first quarter. Carterville hit 12 of 15 shots. Now, you can't expect them to do that every quarter. That's not sustainable. But from the second quarter on to the rest of the game, Carterville only hit, 12. They hit 12 field goals from the second through the fourth quarter. That's how many they made in the first quarter alone. You cannot win games like that.
As we said, it was 30-17 at the end of the first quarter. It was 39-36, a three-point lead for the Lions at the break. Give credit to Goreville. They chipped away, tied it up at the end of three at 51. And the Lions, and then it's Cole Tripp that hits the runner with no time on the clock. And Goreville wins it 64-62. Here at the first game of the Goreville, or the Superman Classic here, the 39th annual at Massac County. But if this is any indication of what the rest of this tournament's going to be, we're going to have some fun, buddy.
Well, somebody's going to.
This isn't going to be fun here in just a second.
I don't think the gentleman coming up here right now is going to be Mr. Congeniality in any way, stretch, or form. But that's part of the game. That's part of coaching, part of being a player. And
I said to him, you can come up and do the post game if you want, but you got to climb a ladder. He said, I'm good with that. So Coach Shane Hawkins getting ready to join us here on our SIU Credit Union post game report. And Carterville drops this one 64-62. Coach Shane Hawkins joins us here for our John A. Logan Coaches Show. Coach, I just don't know what to say about this. This Carterville team started off red hot, scored 30 first quarter points, the most points scored in the first quarter all season, any quarter. And but you got to give credit to Goreville. But my gosh, we missed a lot of shots after that.
Give Coach Tripp and his guys all the credit in the world. We tried to warn them. Today in shoot around that it's a 1A school. You're going to get their best shot. They're going to come and throw punches at you. And I just thought our defensive effort was just atrocious. Not even making an effort to guard those people. I mean, we looked up. We played 3 minutes and it was like 13-12 or something stupid like that. And we hadn't even attempted to guard anybody. I mean, I've got to use a 30-second timeout 3 minutes in the game because we can't guard. I thought we could pressure them a little bit and get them turned over and maybe in the backcourt. Never got it done. We had a little spurt there with 2.5, 3 minutes left where we were down 6. Got a couple turnovers, got some runouts, but no. We made shots early, and we made shots on Friday night. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to make shots, but we didn't know how to. We couldn't respond when we didn't make shots in the second half, and that we told them the whole halftime, whole second half, you were going to win it on the defensive end, and it's only fitting that we get beat on a driving layup at the horn.
And Coach, on the other side of the ball, offensively, you unofficially you made 12 shots in the first quarter. You only made 12 combined the rest of the game. I mean, you normally have a quarter here or there where you don't shoot the ball well, but was it a case? And Dave and I were talking about this, was it a case of maybe settling for threes and not going to the glass?
Absolutely that. It's absolutely that. And I mentioned that, 15 times in the second half where we just settled for jumpers. We had space. We're trying to get to the rim and get layups or get kickouts there or get to the free throw line. And we just settled for jumpers, and we settled for jumpers, and we settled for jumpers. And Friday night that happens maybe once a season or once every 2 seasons. You're not going to play that way every single night. You're not going to shoot it that well. You can't. The law of averages is going to get you. And we just continue to settle for jumpers the entire second half. Even when we missed 2 or 3 in a row, we settled for jumper on the next trip. We just couldn't get it through their head to get to the rim and attack the basket.
Coach, I feel there's so many similarities between this loss and the loss to another 1A team in Vienna at the EHT.
You know what? Here's what I've kind of thought. And Vienna's 2A now. They're 2A.
Oh, yes, that's right.
But here's kind of where I've got. I think that when we get in a bracketed tournament, we don't respect the game enough to worry about the game right in front of us. We're too busy looking for Friday night and Saturday night. Well, guess what? Friday night's not coming because we're going to be here on Thursday night. We get so caught up in that instead of just respecting the game and playing the game that's in front. It's the only thing you can control. We start looking out to who our possible opponents are on Friday and Saturday, and sometimes you get what you deserve. I thought our guys deserved what they got in the Pinckneyville game. They deserved that. But I also think they're getting exactly what they deserved tonight. Because there was one possession here in the third quarter. They may have gotten 7 shots.
Cleats had 4 rebounds.
And the ball bounced in the middle of the paint, and we had 2 guys, maybe 3, just watch it. And so it's not having that toughness to go make winning plays. We want to win everything on offense, and we don't want to dig in and go get a defensive stop when we had one. And like I said, it's only fitting that we end the game like we did tonight on trying to get a stop.
And Coach, I think now, you're going to find out a lot about your team now come Thursday night, because I've always said, no matter what sport, you find out a lot about your team, your players, when they face adversity. They're obviously devastated that they're not going to be playing Friday night. They're going to have to come back here, play Thursday night, and probably a Saturday afternoon or evening. This could be a turning point for your team. What I mean by that is how they come out here and play Thursday night. Are they going to let this affect them, or are they going to come out and try to put it behind them?
Yeah, well, it'll be really telling on Thursday night. It just, like I said, you get what you deserve most times in life, and we're getting exactly what we deserve because we didn't respect the game. And I know we've had probably for about the last 2 weeks. We've been reading press clippings, and we're got people telling us how good we are. So I think we started believing it a little bit. I think we were a little hungover on the success that we've had, and looking to try to go win a tournament instead of winning a game. And you can't ever your plan can't be to go win a tournament. It can never be that. Your plan has to be go to win a game. Go take care of the game that we have. And again, we obviously didn't do that tonight. That wasn't our mindset tonight.
Coach Shane Hawkins joining us here on our SIU Credit Union postgame report. Coach, thanks for your time. I appreciate you climbing the ladder, buddy.
Appreciate you guys. We'll see you Thursday.
Shane Hawkins here on your SIU Credit Union postgame report. Everything he said is exactly correct. And you can't expect to win games if you don't play D, and that's what happened here tonight.
Yeah, and I hope it's a lesson learned. And it's better that it happened in a midwinter tournament than the first game of a regional. And hopefully those kids will realize what Coach Hawkins just said. You can't go into a tournament expecting to win a tournament. You have to go into it expecting to win the first game. And sports can be very humbling. And I think Carterville got humbled tonight because they got outworked. And I said this before the game. Goreville will work hard. They will not give up. They will fight you tooth and nail to the end, and that's exactly what they did. And Carterville just was not the aggressor tonight, offensively or defensively, and that's why they're headed to the consolation bracket.
Goreville now 14-5 on the season. Carterville is 14-5 as well. 64-62, the final score for Brian R. Powell back at the studio. My broadcast partner is Scott Hudson. I'm Dave McKenzie. Tune in for our pregame show on Thursday starting at 6 o'clock. We've got the winner between Charleston, Missouri and Fort Campbell, Kentucky on Thursday evening. Thank you for listening to Lions basketball here on News Radio WJPF. God bless everybody.